Hello, family, friends, and fans. I'm Fletcher Odin. This is Fletch Anything. Today on Fletch Anything, Brandon's cult movie reviews. Well, you may not know what that is. You may not know what this is. You may not know who I am. I'm Fletcher Odin. This is Fletch Anything. It's a question and answer type show where you can pop in your questions and comments in the comment section of my YouTube channel or Facebook page, and I'll get back to you. Then I'll talk about anything I want to talk about. One of the reasons I call it Fletch Anything. Another is that I'm Fletch. Fletcher Odin. If you don't know me, I got a ton of books available under my name and others, fiction and nonfiction, available in paperback and for Kindle and an audiobook format. My latest book is called Tracking the Lone Wolf: The Sigma at Work, at Home, and at Play. That's a nonfiction book about psychology and personal and professional management techniques. You can get it in all three formats directly from Amazon.com, or you can go to the dedicated website, trackingthelonewolf.com. There you can also get some cool merch like this Alpha coffee mug. You know, folks, I don't always drink from a coffee mug, but when I do, I prefer to drink the blood of my enemies. That's empty. Okay, there's the show Tracking the Lone Wolf here on YouTube, on the channel Tracking the Lone Wolf at YouTube. Fletcher Odin at Tracking the Lone Wolf. There's also this show, Fletch Me Anything. You should subscribe to this channel. That'll make finding these shows easier, and that'll make getting a free book easier because I give away a free book at the end of every month. It's a different kind of a book from my Kindle canon. You don't need a Kindle tablet to read it. You can just download the Kindle Reader app from Amazon. That's free, and then you can read the thing on your laptop or wherever you like. I'm also recording artists with a new album called The Wendy Theory, which you can download from your favorite download sites, or you can get a CD through my website, FletcherOdin.com. Okay, so I don't usually talk about other people's YouTube shows. I find it a little bit to be going down the rabbit hole. And I certainly, if I'm being a pundit, I'm not going to be a pundit on someone else's punditry. Sometimes, once or twice, I had to mention Pakman, David Pakman, who I like. I like the Pack, but I do think he said and did some unnecessarily arrogant and foolish things. I understand what he said. I'm not going to, debate that point. I'm just saying that I like these guys. I just don't want to talk about them talking about other people. Some of these videos, you got a guy in a corner watching a video of somebody watching a guy in another corner. And he's commenting on this guy, commenting on this guy. And that's just, it's a little bit much. I did mention the show Beard Meets Food on one of my live stream things. Then this guy comes to Vegas, spends a week here. I keep saying, hey, if you're ever in Vegas, let me know. I'll come buy you dessert. Blows me off. Thanks, Beardy. So I'm not going to do a review of his show. Anyway, I'm here to talk now about this guy. His name is Brandon Tenold. Tenold. Brandon is his name. Brandon Tenold. It's spelled Tenold. If you want to look him up. Brandon, not Brendan. Brandon Tenold on YouTube. That's his channel, I believe. And so he does this show called Brandon's Cult Movie Reviews. And it's super nerdy stuff. So if you like super nerdy things, Monsterverse and things of the sort, then it's fun to watch. He reviews these old movies. If you're like me, you've misspent a good deal of your life watching some of this crap. I've seen King Kong Escapes. I saw it when I was a kid. He's young. This guy can't be older than I wouldn't guess 30. I'd guess he's around 30 or younger. So he looks back on all these things, but those of us who are 30 or older, remember King Kong Escapes, and so it's not like I need to have it reviewed. But his show is comical reviews. So he cuts out only the jokiest parts of the movie, or the parts that are most worthy of ridicule, and then he ridicules them. And he sort of walks you through the movie, pointing out the lamest parts. And that's it. It's a little like Mystery Science Theater 3000. You guys remember that. He's referenced it. Brandon has referenced it a lot on his show. And it's like that, only the whole thing only takes 10 minutes. So if you like MST3K, and I used to like MST3K, I liked it with Joel much better than with the other guy. But I mean, it takes it takes 2 hours to watch, and then there are those skits in the middle. Uh, the puppet skits, Um, never really liked those. The whole point that was I always thought that was padding the show, and the show is about making fun of the movies, and that's what this guy does, pretty much to the exclusion of all else. Uh, he does cutaways. He does intrude upon. He doesn't just talk about the movie. He cuts to himself a lot, and sometimes though he's quite funny when he does. Um, he's got a likability that makes the thing worth watching. Like the guy on Beard Meets Food. He's like a likable person, but Brandon does have a tendency toward the snarky, and he knows that. That's part of his shtick. Is he's the class clown in the movie theater. Only the movie is only 10 minutes long. Uh, so if you like that kind of shtick, he's good at it. He seems to put a good amount of work into what he does. He's not like me. I turn this on. I decide what I'm going to talk about. I turn it on. I race through the business. I talk about what I'm going to talk about. I do basically the same outro every time. And I don't talk about the same things. This guy talks about, I guess that's the key to life, is only do one thing forever. But I just can't do that. I mean, this, for me, Fletch Me Anything is a commercial for, my book, Tracking the Lone Wolf, and my album, The Wendy Theory. In fact, Tracking the Lone Wolf is all about the Sigma personality. I'm one of those. I don't know if this guy is, but the Sigma can't do just one thing. Part of the Sigma personality is diversity. All the great Sigmas, Da Vinci, Michelangelo, Bob Dylan, they all have a variety of pursuits because the lone wolf, that's where they put their energy, is into their pursuits. So they got to have more than one. Like a potato chip. So this guy, I don't know what else he does. I don't know him at all. I don't know what he is going to do with his life after this. Maybe nothing. He's probably making enough money off of this to live comfortably. Also unlike me. But he does put time into it. He edits. He's got a credit sequence, like an opening animated type thing, and he puts time into his thumbnails. I don't. He cuts away. He edits his, I believe, on probably Final Cut, which is, I did a little bit of that on Tracking the Lone Wolf, my other show. It's got a more slick, clean look. It's got a green screen behind it. It's got, it's just, it's got lighting, not just one light, but actual lights, and it's edited to a certain extent. I don't cut away, but it's a bit slicker than this. The Fletch Me Anything is a very homespun kind of a deal. Part of it's charm, but this guy does more. He does more editing. He cuts. He goes in and out. And he's funny. He's funny. It maybe gets a little old, but I mean that's why the show is only 12 minutes long. You watch one or two of those at the end of the night. You've had your fill. It's great. You don't need, like, unlike MST3K, the whole bloody movie. If the movie is so bad that you can barely sit through it, why would you sit through an extended cut of it that includes, comical puppets? That doesn't make any sense. And those movies were so short, a lot of them, 60, 70 minutes long. Back in the day, 74 minutes qualified as a feature film. So a lot of them were like 74 minutes. And so they had time to fill on those MST3K shows. They'd throw in like one of those Johnny, like one of those public service films or industrial films you'd see in school. Here's Johnny. He takes care of himself. Here's Billy. He's sloppy. Like one of those, just to fill up the time. So, and honestly, this guy Brandon could probably do well with those things. If he ever runs out of movies, he can always just go to the industrials. And I feel like he might be running out of movies because he's going to, He's branching into more recent films in the 90s and stuff. But he's funny, and there's a lot of movies to review, and it's a fun show. And if you're, in between episodes of Fletch Me Anything, you might want to pop over to the channel of Brandon Tenold, or maybe it's Tenold. I don't know how. I don't think it matters how you pronounce it when you're typing it. Tenold. His show is called Brandon's Cult Movie Reviews. So check that out, won't you? And then, hey, Brandon, you want to throw some action my way? Fletch Me Anything. I'm here Monday through Friday. I post around noon. I go on for about a half hour or so. I leave them up for about a week or more. It could be anything here on Fletch Me Anything. I don't have a specialty. I'm a Sigma. I'm this, I'm that. Sometimes it's a movie review. Sometimes it's a song. Sometimes it's a political commentary. I'm not Pac-Man. I don't do Trump every day. Not even Melania does Trump every day. Whoop, whoop. But, this is a variety show. Think of it that way. It's a variety show, one sketch at a time. So, tune in. You never know what you'll find. Could be anything. One of the reasons I call it Fletch Me Anything. So, check out my book, Tracking the Lone Wolf. Don't forget to get a copy of my new album, The Wendy Theory. You can download that from Spotify right now, or from wherever you like to download your favorite music. And that's it. Tune in again for more Fletch Me Anythings. And until then, it's Fletcher Roden signing off, hoping that you are happy and stay healthy. Bye, Mary.